Early Saturday morning. I've got my 2020 KTM 300 all loaded up. Only difference about today is not heading to a riding area. Heading somewhere else. I've had this bike 5 years. It's been the best bike, most reliable bike I've ever owned. But today, it'll be something a little bit different. Something a little bit different. Yep, Gresham Powersports. See all the gas in front? KTMs. XCW, not what I'm getting. Close. XC. This is not my bike. This is exactly what it's going to be. I didn't get leaving the bike shop, but it's in the back of the truck. Brand new 2025 KTM 300 XC. Look at that. Still got a nice edge on the tires. Nice orange plastic, graphics. Man. No air forks no more. Actually got good spring forks. What do you think, dear? Okay. Wow. Okay. What was it? Last Saturday I just picked up this 2025 KTM 300 XC. Yeah, nice bike, and this replaces my 2020 KTM 300 XC. So the main differences on this, of course, it's the TBI, no longer TPI injection system. No more air forks. These have got the spring forks, and from everything that I've read and the reviews, they say these work phenomenal. They work really well. So like I say, I haven't even taken it out. Tomorrow's going to be the first day we're going to take the bike out. We'll see how everything works. So I went ahead and done a couple mods already. First thing most obvious is the seat concepts, and this is the tall seat. I'm about 6'1½", maybe close to 6'2", so this really helps the ergonomics a lot. And plus the seat concepts are just a comfortable seat, and you know, I'm sure I set way too much, but if you're going to set, you might as well be comfortable, the way I look at it. Okay, next thing I did, I went to put these wraparounds on. I'm not a fan of wraparounds, but for the next couple months, the majority of my riding is going to be on tight trails, and they're nice to have. If you're skimming, you know, skimming through the trails there a little bit, you know, clipping your bars, these are really nice. No, you can still get injured. I mean, a lot of your pros don't even use these anymore. But I think for lesser riders, they're probably well worth having. Both tires I've fitted with heavy-duty tubes. These are IRC heavy-duty tubes. I haven't punctured any of these in like 5 years. So these have really held out well. This is the stock MX33 tire that I have up front. And on the back, I went ahead and replaced this. On the road, I'm going to probably have to replace the rear shock spring and fork springs. But for now, I think this will work out pretty good. I went through the entire bike, checked the torque of a lot of nuts and bolts. Some were really close, some were torqued a little heavy. I was surprised though, the forks were torqued just about perfect. The lower ones, pinch bolts, are supposed to be 17. They were right on, as the top ones. Oh, these are supposed to be 17, the bottom ones are 14. The torque specs were really good on both of them. After this next ride, I'm going to take apart the linkage. Yes, it's got a shock linkage, the XCs, and just check that. Of the new KTMs I've had, tearing apart the linkage, they've always been adequately greased. You know, it's a matter of preference where you want them. I'll probably end up putting some risers on there, maybe 20 millimeter, 30 mil risers. But for the first ride, I'm just going to ride them where they're at, where they're set, see how everything goes. I do already have some lower foot pegs. In fact, if you go over here, this is my 2023 350. I've got some car park foot pegs. I haven't even used them yet, but they're supposed to be 25 millimeters lower, 20 millimeters back. So these would really be a nice addition, especially for a taller rider. So I'll probably put those on maybe my next ride or when I go over to the desert. For the woods, it's not a big issue. So there pretty much you have it. Tomorrow, I'll kind of give you my evaluation of this, and the only thing I can really compare it to would be my 350 XC. I'm looking forward to this ride. I know these are supposed to be put out great horsepower and everything. I just want it to be usable. The TPI, I was always happy with that, probably why I kept it for 5 years. Very usable horsepower. It was a very reliable bike. I did rebuild it once. It didn't really need it. But there you go. 2025 KTM 300 XC. summary up, one thing I really noticed, the suspension's still a little bit stiff. That's going to take some breaking into. It seemed to hop around. The trails are loose today, so that didn't help matters much. I ran it in the mellow mode. Places, I thought it worked really well. Other places, I think because what's happening, this tire is not the best for trails. I'm going to definitely probably put a tusk on there. It just wasn't doing what I wanted it to. The bike itself ran flawless, and the motor is just electric. Really impressed with that. So overall, I say it's a win. Yes, I definitely need some lower pegs. My brake pedal is too high. It needs to come down. But that said, I think it's a winner.